Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. So, what is on up with my agenda? Um, well, I wanted to do something today, geared towards another getting closer to that objective. Matter of fact, I'm about to look something up. Hopefully, I have an interview today at 2 p.m. and I have something to do, I believe, at 11. Let me see. Share on Instagram. Trying to figure out. I've always been in love with you. Always with you. I guess you've always known it's true. You know it's true. You took my love for granted. Why? Oh, why? I say goodbye. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Trying to see if I got that appointment. Here we go. October 15th. 10 a.m. So I got an hour and a half to, you know, work out with you guys. Um, that's what I need to do, work out. I'm about to start working out at the gym downstairs. Just be on a treadmill starting today. I'm probably gonna go downstairs and do it. So let's see. Let me go to Calendly real quick. And I feel like I just got home and I feel quicker than a ray of light. Quicker than a ray of light. Quicker than a ray of light. Trying to sing it snow is not working. Okay. StreamYard link is messing up. So I have an appointment tomorrow. I don't think that's gonna work, but we'll see. Let me see. So pretty much I read in the paper, hold on. Come on. Wow. Oh my God. That is so crazy. I read it on my okay, let me just talk about it. So pretty much Inception, the movie Inception, they supposed to be making like a real live Inception about it. Um, this college, I forgot which college, but they're working on making a real life inception to plant thoughts and intercept your mind to see what they can extract from it. Pretty dangerous, right? Pretty dangerous. But they said it's helpful in some ways. So I don't know. So I'm trying to look it up now to read it to you guys, but everything that comes up on my video feed has meaning, to it. See, 6 days ago, Elon Musk shows off Tesla robo taxi that drives itself. Now, here's the deal. It'll be safer, things. That's a lot of work, y'all. That's a lot of work to create technology like that actually drives itself. I know Teslas, I think I heard about Teslas driving themselves, but that's a lot of work to put into a vehicle where the vehicle actually drives itself, you know, um, and let alone in a robo taxi, stage one, generation one. And you got, like, if you have a robo taxi go to, let's say, the hospital to pick up an individual, you know um the loophole that I want to explain to Elon Musk is, what if the wrong person tries to get in the car and claim that they're the person with the taxi thing? I don't know how he's going to make, like, for instance, James get into a car that Victor supposed to be in. That could be I don't know, maybe your GPS will connect, or your phone will connect to the other phone, and it's going to be a beautiful thing, y'all. It's going to be a very beautiful thing to have this technology out. I cannot wait for him to unleash it. Cyber cab, robo taxi, and it's going to be. It will go into production by 2026, which is a long way from now, like a year and a half, some change. And yeah, man. And then when he comes out with the robots, he already came out with the robots, but I don't know when they're going to go into production. Um, Let me see. When will Elon Musk robots be released? So the robots will cost $20,000 to $30,000, and it's a humanoid. So that's like a car, and they'll be sitting up there doing leasing for those who don't have, or dropping the prices. He's been a little sticky with dropping the prices on the Tesla. Teslas can go up to 400,000 miles. They ran it to 400,000 miles without any um maintenance. Talk about great. And somebody said that the the latest versions of Optimus robot, it looks good. The personal android walks upright with a near natural gait, or gait, handles tasks requiring fine motor skills, and speaks in a sort of nuance and tonality you expect in a Zoom chat with a colleague. I think that this will be a real live investment to have something in my house, which I can't afford $20,000, but I'm just saying, if I ever come across $20,000 and they need the robot, we're going to see if people start stealing these things, but this robot will be in my house and I'll be able to have a real live conversation with it, and it grows. It learns from natural human coercion. You know, this means that the next upgraded version will be, out within a year or two, and I think that he this is what he should do. I think that what he's doing now is like really good for the community, as long as it don't overheat, as long as it doesn't glitch, as long as it doesn't have a filter. I'm not saying Apple is bad, but like I said before, um, Apple have a sort of technology that Siri, that if you say F you Siri, they be like, I don't know what that means. I think a robot should have an overall sense of the good and the bad. That way they know when a bad person is out there trying to do something to them, if that makes any sense. Like, think about it. Wouldn't you want to know the bad? Wouldn't you want to know like the bad things going on? Wouldn't you want to know that so you can know how to avoid them? Sometimes it brings on a heightened sensitivity. I'm glad I kind of got my heightened sensitivity. I'm very happy about that. And I just feel like, having, I don't want it to go to a paranoia heightened sensitivity, but the heightened sensitivity that I have is heightened to the point where I know if I'm in danger. I know when I'm being followed. I know when things are going on that are not, normal. And I know when somebody, is trying to either rob me or whatever. Let me tell you, case in point scenario. I was in Wilkes Bar and I was at the battered women's shelter. And what happened was this African American girl, she invited me over her house. She got kicked out, or she left, and she invited me over her house to stay. Not to stay, but to talk. So I walk up to the door. The screen was open. The door was open. The screen was open, but it was locked, and the door was open. And so something told me not to just walk in. That would be rude, right? So I stood there for a second, and then the Rockwaller, a big ass Rockwaller, I was thinking about this shit yesterday, comes in and starts looking at me and growling. And I'm like, had I walked through that door, I would have been bitten. That's why I don't like women who use their dogs as weapons. They want to intimidate people. And I know when people are trying to be funny, because she knew I was over. I called her and she said, come on in. She told me to come on in. And then had I came in, I would have been bitten by a Rottweiler. Like, and there's this other lady that's here. She just so happens to be, African American. She has a full blown pit, a big pit. And I don't care if they friendly. I know some people out there may got some pits. I don't care. When a pit sees a stranger, it goes on a defense. It gets jealous and goes on a defensive mode. She came into the elevator with me sitting there, and there's no way if that dog bit me, she would have been able to get that dog off. I was like, hold up. And she was like, he's friendly. And I don't care when they say they're friendly. This is a heavy pit bull, like on Fear Factor. One of them pit bulls, like the biggest pit bull mixed with something else. I don't like when people try to intimidate me. And she so happens to be African American too. I don't like women that try to intimidate me with their pets. So back to the story, like I know when I'm in danger. That's a heightened sensitivity because I've been bit on my hand. I don't even want to talk about how I got bit on my hand. I don't even want to talk about how I got bit on my hand. And I'm going to talk about it. These are reasons why I have heightened sensitivities to dogs or whatever. So I'm looking at a rabid dog. I was looking at this rabid dog that was growling at me. And my sister, I'm 5. I had to be 4 or 5, and she's 6 or 7. She said, "Go touch it. Go touch it." So I go to touch it, and it bit me on my hand. I'm surprised I still don't have the marks. And I tried to yank my hand away, but it was too late. So I ran home, and my mother took me to the hospital where they put some antibacterial stuff on it and everything, man. Like, it was terrible. It was terrible. It was very terrible, you know. And then I lived a rough life. So I know about heightened sensitivity. And when you have a heightened sensitivity, you tend to see things for what it is. You know, so kind of like have a heightened sensitivity about things, but don't let it overwhelm what you have going on. Don't let it overwhelm what you have going on. Because if you let it overwhelm what you have going on, it will turn into a paranoia type state of sensitivity. So, yeah, I um I have nothing against African American girls. Nothing. I put that on God, God of your understanding and God of mine. But there's a pattern. There's a pattern. There's a pattern. White women may not like me and they may laugh sometimes, but they ignore me for the most part. I've had so many instances, and I can't help that this is happening. I'm not a stuck up woman, and I don't have in my mind that something bad is going to happen when I meet a black woman. But to come into that elevator and to invite me over, to come into that elevator with a pet, knowing that it's big and it's small in the elevator, and to invite me to your house and tell me to come in when, you know, you have a Rottweiler without a leash roaming around your house. And I can name plenty more things. If you hating on me right now, it's because you're one of them. I don't even want a fake woman's vote. And this is not going to come back to bite me. I'm not looking to kiss ass for a vote. I'm not like that. Your behavior yourself need to change. I don't care if you got friends or not. You need to treat everybody with respect and not just your friends because they can do something for you. Oh, that's my friend. She ain't my friend, so I don't have to treat her with respect. She could have waited until the elevator went back up, down, went back down. And I'm not prejudiced. I just go through this on a daily basis. So, yeah, when I run for state senate again, I'm still going to say this stuff. I don't care. I don't need a vote from somebody that wants me to kiss ass. What do you want me to do? Hey, girl. And you looking at me like I'm crazy. And I'm talking about, hey, girl, I need your vote. And you're like, well, you talk shit about the black women race. No, I didn't. I have no premeditated thoughts when I come into a situation with an African American girl or woman. I have no premeditated thoughts of she's going to treat me bad. Her behavior is what treats me bad. I don't know what it is about me. I don't know if it's my face. I don't know what it is. Another heightened sensitivity. When I was incarcerated for 9 months, I was sitting, they opened the tank. It was called tanks. One tank, two tank, three tank, or whatever. Many of them. And they put me amongst the general population. And this woman, three women, started circling me. They started walking around circling me. And then they started saying, Cloud is dead. Cloud is dead. And I never spoke or saw these women. I'm just going to call them women. They are considered bitches, though, for doing that bitch shit. I'm sorry, I had to say it. It was a Hispanic woman, a white woman, and a black woman walking around me. Cloud is dead, whipping their hair, drinking whatever meth or drugs they got from inside of jail. And so I started screaming. I started screaming. And I said, you know what? If they're going to sit up there and hit me, I might as well. And I'm telling you, jail makes you do some weird stuff. So I sat up there and started screaming. And then I took off my shirt and pants and started saying, if you want to do something to me, do it now. So I'm naked talking to these women. That's how crazy it got in there. I had a pencil in my hand, which wouldn't have did shit, but nothing happened. Women were raped in there. An officer said, yeah, I raped you. An old woman at that. Yeah, I raped you, you bitch. It's sickening in there. And it only should be done to the people who wants to continue 5 times or more coming back to jail. I don't condone rape. I don't condone none of that. All I'm saying is the horrific things that happened to me should have happened to the ones that coming in and out, in and out. They're getting released constantly. You're being released to the hospital. What, a month? You get out. You're being released to doors or whatever that crap is called. You get there for 2 weeks. Somebody told me that she was on her period and she tried to get a tampon and they wouldn't let her. She bled out. There were times I couldn't even take a shower. They were hindering me with taking a shower. I had to break teeth to sit up there and get my shower. It was really terrible in there. So I have a heightened sensitivity. What if I meet those women out on the street? And it was more that happened. It was more that happened. That's why I have a heightened sensitivity. I have a very, very heightened sensitivity to everything, but not to the paranoid. Like when I first got out, it wasn't paranoid. It was at paranoid status because I was being followed. I got followed to my house and somebody took out a camera and started filming me and I went off on them. I already know who it was. I don't know the exact name, but I know who it was. They were annoying me at my own residence. So, it's terrible. It's terrible, man, what I've been through, but I stay focused. I stay focused. And I was on 23-hour lockdown, sometimes 47-hour lockdown. If I, even when I was a good person, even though like I was in this big tank, let me tell you what they did. I said, can I get a cup, a plastic cup? Because they didn't approved the paper cups. I'm telling you everything that happened. And she said, hold up, I'll give you a cup before my shift ends. She never did. So they moved me up to another 23-hour lockdown. And what happened, I used to have to watch out for my food and everything. But what happened was the woman, the Hispanic woman, she was tall and Hispanic, big and Hispanic. And she sat up there and I said, can I come out for a shower? I've been asleep this whole time. I try to sleep long hours so I won't have to annoy them. She said, why should you come out? I started screaming. People were telling me to shut up. I said, fuck all y'all. I mean, if you seen how big this tank was, like it echoed throughout. It was like 6 up to 10 tanks of 20 to 10 women. It's a big bay. And I'm like, you not letting me take that was my kryptonite right there. I love to take showers. And I know I can only have it one time a day instead of twice. So yeah, man. I started screaming at her and cussing her out, and I'm put a kite on her, which is something a complaint. You know, I kept having to move. You know, some women been there for months in the same tank, and I had to move. Then another last thing I'm gonna say, I sat up there and I had a huge headache, and I said, "Do you have any Motrin?" She didn't say it was illegal. She didn't say it was not you're going to get in trouble for getting this off of me. But she gave it to me. She gave me 4 pills. I took 2. And I left the rest in my thing, my shirt or whatever. It's a pocket in one pocket to the shirt. And next thing you know, they said there's going to be a shakedown tomorrow, but they didn't say nothing about me, don't you better hide your Motrin, didn't say nothing about that. I got a shakedown. They came in the morning to change linen in your gear, and they shook me down, and they, woman, I won't start using, stuff. The officer was waiting, and she was like, "Oh, she got contraband." So I got a warning. I got a warning. I said, what is so wrong with me asking somebody for Motrin when I have a headache and they're not giving me it? And they was like, it's not right to do, don't do it. So I said, forget it. I won't ask, but I was very upset. They were doing some weird stuff in there, man. And they were getting time served. I think it's so crooked to the point where some of these women were getting lesser charges to fuck with me. Like I'm this big kingpin assaulting women on a regular basis. And I'm not. Every woman I came across, except one, sat up there and treated me like crap, man. I will never go back to jail. And I never want to. It is very crooked in there. And what you see on TV is not how it really operates. The holding cells has nothing to do with the 7th floor or the 9th floor or the other floors for the men. Things happen that you be like, what? Filming in a holding cell, just going around in circles, filming 10 women in a holding cell. You like, and then I got set up by going to the Kent jail. I finished my term at the Kent jail, and It was a little better. Okay. They were right. It was a little better. You know, one girl asked me if I had any meth on me because I just got off the bus. I'm tired as crap. She's like, "You got any meth on you?" I'm like, "I just got here." Okay. I'm like, "What the hell, man?" That's why I want to wipe it off the streets, man. That's why I want to wipe it off the streets. That's why I want to wipe it off the streets. I say it one more time. They don't need, we need to be like a parent to these meth heads and crackheads. We need to keep it away from them. Let them be agitated for a little bit. Have a drought happen. Let them be agitated. Replace it with antidepressants. Make a drug, FDA. Make a drug other than Suboxone, other than methamphetamine, that actually work on the same, and I know they do, but something different that don't cause too much drowsiness, don't cause vomiting, don't cause any of that. So you make this drug that works on the same receptors, just like fat food that is fattening. You know how you eat French fries from McDonald's and you get high off of that, but you don't feel it. And that's what kind of drug they need. Something that they don't feel, that's mixed in with an antidepressant or given an antidepressant that help them become more stable working adults. Nobody in the third, second, or first grade know their fate of being a crackhead or a meth head. But if we can catch it very, very early, when they transition into middle school, I was introduced to drugs in middle school. I didn't start using drugs until I was like 15 when my mother died. I just lost all hope. I lost all hope. I lost all hope when she died. So I said to myself, I might as well use weed. And then it started, dipping into other stuff. I got off of every hardcore drug by the time I was 27, 26. Only thing I was using was marijuana. And then I stopped that for you. I was sober for like a couple of years. And sober now, but I don't know, man. Heightened sensitivity, man, what I've been through is a terrible thing, man, but it made me stronger. I would not sit up there and change my heightened sensitivity for the world. Because you know why? Because I will be in la la land thinking nothing is going to happen to me. That's the people who die, that get caught slipping. It's even a song about it. Don't get caught slipping. These people are let out. These animals are let the fuck out of jail. And they're doing the same thing, robbery. They could rob your house. Felony, any type of felony, assault, whatever, repeatedly. The only reason I stayed 9 months in jail was because I told my attorney that uh I advocate for Donald Trump. And it was recorded, but it's never gonna show because this is a Democrat state, which I'm not hating on. We should be able to work together in a bipartisan way. But she looked at me funny when I told her that. And they sat up there and hit me with um mental health. Oh, she got mental health issues. When it's I do, but it's not outlashing, it's not nothing. I asked to change my attorney, never did. She changed me when she got ready. She did not take up for me right at the court. And they did not give me a proper investigation. Like they were supposed to interview me. you know, and see what happened. But they claim they got enough witnesses. But I wouldn't change it for the world, man. I'm sorry. I wouldn't change it for the world. I wouldn't change. I don't appreciate what I did off of those people in YWCA giving me methamphetamine. And I stick to my story and I mean it. This is what happens to veterans that think that the shelters are help. Every shelter I've been to, I've been kicked out of. Tell me why that is. Tell me why every shelter I've been to, I got kicked out of. Because I told the truth and told when I was being picked on. I would never go back to the YWCA again. And when I get strength and when I get in numbers, I'm going to sue the YWCA. They probably don't even have the fucking tape no more. They fucking, all because I started dancing. I love to dance. I can't dance like a Beyonce or like a Doja Cat, but I love to dance. It's exercise. It makes me feel good. And they saw me on camera. Everybody was asleep. I'm dancing. I have headphones on, not disturbing nobody. And then the next day it happens. They like, oh, I don't even want to go through what they said, but it was terrible. It was terrible, man. They told me I was late. I wasn't late. They made me wash my clothes at 11 o'clock at night and then have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to take a shower. The lady, it was escalating. I kept seeing I was amongst the veterans population, but they moved me amongst the general population, which was really wrong. So I'm amongst the general population, women with insomnia, women doing cocaine, women doing meth. They looking at me, and I had to go to sleep. I had to go to sleep, but I kept my zipper to my book bag was acting up where it kind of opens, and I had my weed on the top, and I was laying on my book bag, literally trying to, but they sent me next to the same woman that said the FBI is going to get you. That kept looking at me weird. And I go to sleep and it was facing her. I go to sleep and the next thing I know, I woke up, I took my marijuana tincture and I'm just aggressive all of a sudden. I'm just aggressive. I've never been that aggressive before. She put feces. It was only two people in that shower that morning on the 14th or 13th of April of 2023. The woman that was showering put a bloody uh pad, a nasty looking bloody pad with some, it looked like feces was in it too, and set it right next to my shit. And I was terribly angry. I was overtly angry. So I kicked the trash can. And I did not mean, sorry. I kicked the trash can and I did not mean to almost hit her, but I was angry. I'm like, we're the only two people in here. And I know I changed, like, and it wasn't there, that trash can. Why would that trash can be there out of everything? And the weed and the meth started working. And then the police came. I have no reason to lie. And then I ended up ultimately assaulting a woman. And it was terrible, man. These were African American women that told me that my bed was taken. This is what I mean. They used their power. She need to be fired. She need to be fired. I hope she's fired. I wish I could get a hold of that tape. But for security reasons, other people are on the fucking footage, which is wrong. I don't care if they're on the footage. I know somebody put stuff in my tincture. I would never had performed like that. Then this is not a bragging thing. Then 10 officers. Now, there's not 170 or 80 or 90 police officers to almost 708,000 people. 10 police officers out of all of that respond to the scenes with guns out. I respect that black officer for telling the Hispanic officer who wanted to tase me. I was replying to the commands. He said, put the knife down, you know, and I did. I responded. He's like, I'm about to tase her. He's like, no, don't tase her, you know, and I can remember everything like it was clear cut, but this is not to brag about. Kimberly Cloud would not have done that. Kimberly Cloud sat up there and had weed mixed with methamphetamine. Yeah, she would have did that. That's two narcotics mixed together. So I want y'all to think long and hard if we need this meth shit on the street. We don't. We don't. I don't care. The reason why downtown Seattle is fucked up now is because they're allowing it. They go to the outskirts home. They get people who watch over them to bring them home. But that's not enough, man. It's getting worse. Lock them up and keep them locked up. Stop letting them out. I seen yesterday a man actually open. It was in Seattle where I walked through that same door. It was midnight or 3 a.m. He sat up there and he opened the door. What the hell? This is the courthouse. He started throwing stuff around like fire hoses and stuff. Then another man assaults a attorney and a bus driver or the bus driver. Yes. I'm tired of seeing this happen. They're aggressive. What is the big clue? Like the game Clue. What is the big riddle about taking meth off the streets and there being a drought? Let these people wake up. These people are lazy, mind lazy. They're fucked up in the mind. They need that medication. And I hope that medication is coming out that won't get you high, because you take too much Suboxone, you get high. You take a little bit of methamphetamine, depending on your body type, and you'll get fucked up. We need a new drug that work on the receptors without giving you a euphoric feeling, so you won't keep coming back, but you'll be stable. So they can think for themselves. They have nothing to live for. Make it so that they can have something to live for, or do y'all want them not to have something to live for? Because they'll be advocating more for things that money getting cut, money getting trafficked, or whatever traffic, like seriously. What is going on with all this money coming in? I've seen a couple of things that they changed since I advocated that had something to do with what I've said. I can't remember them. I just barely glanced over them. But where is this money going? Why is Seattle so dirty? Why is Seattle sitting up there suffering? That's what I want to know. Why are they cooped up at the courthouse? Why are they peeing on the side of the streets? Why isn't there any restrooms? Why? It's just stinky down there. And one guy asked me it always ends up a meth thing. They like, one guy was like, and he was Caucasian, he was like, oh, I got some meth. You want to ride around in the car and do it? I'm like, no, I gotta go. Oh my God, man. It's just terrible, man. It's just terrible. It's terrible. It's very terrible. I don't like to go there. So I want to sit up there and figure out a way we can sit up there. And who's the governor of Washington State? Whoever's the governor of Washington State need to make this change and implement this change. Should have been talking to Biden about great infrastructure, such as rebuilding the courthouse system where it won't be as dangerous. You get a person on methamphetamine, crack cocaine, heroin, and all those other drugs, they're going to do some stuff and not care. They got 10 times the power. They're 10 times powerful than three cops because they're all loaded on medication. They don't feel no pain. And then it strains the cops out. It strains the cops out. I don't care about their pay. You went up on their pay. No, you need to go up further on their pay. You just wanted to be in a paper. You need to go up further on their pay. These are people that take a bullet, that will take a bullet for you, have to walk you to your car and practically be Secret Service and take a bullet for you. Fix Seattle. Starting with the pay. The pay sucks. You got a car note, you got house. They need to have at least 2,000 to 3,000 to spend leisurely so that they won't be broke. They need to get evaluated by mental health on a regular, not your mental health, but a non-biased mental health provider that will not tell by law, the HIPAA law, what the officer then told them and wouldn't recommend nothing, but will suggest things to that officer. Y'all need to pay for that. And that's how I feel. That's how I feel. You know, I've been through a lot, and I feel like I'm going to keep advocating for officers. I love officers. And it's not about whether Trump likes them or not. I love officers and I care about the FBI and CIA and NSA. My friend works for NSA and is Kamala Harris' Secret Service. He would take a bullet for her, which is pretty funny. Uh, I'm not saying any terroristic threats. I'm just saying, that's a good thing, man. I give them kudos. I give them kudos. But yeah, man, the living conditions in jail, the living conditions at YWCA, the living conditions, whatever is going on, they got even new drugs out. They got drugs that we haven't even heard of that can do things to us that we are not used to seeing. Even with marijuana, you can concoct uh and leave out one ingredient and it will be legal. You can make methamphetamine. Listen, hear me out now. You can make all the ingredients of methamphetamine and leave one ingredient out and it will and put it in a weed and it can be legal because it's not all of the drugs. Or you choose a different type of drugs that work on a different type of receptors of like meth and it will be legal. Just like aspirin. They got cheap aspirin, they got good aspirin. Everybody say compared to Advil, compared to this aspirin. We need to stop this. I'm tired of seeing this happen. It's sickening, man. It's really sickening. Chemists are the smartest people. I say chemists and astrophysics and all science majors are smart. I wish I had the brains to work and learn about the nucleus and how cells work and all of that, you know? But like I said, they got new drugs out that do things that you don't even know what they do. You think fentanyl is the only drug out there? You think ecstasy is the only drug out there? You think cocaine, crack cocaine, uh, meth, heroin, all the opiates, the amphetamines, THC, you think that's it? Bath salts? Like, who does that crap, man? You need to get off of it. You don't need to continue to be on drugs. I know I mess up sometimes, I make mistakes, but I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it. I wasn't doing it in a harmful way. Some people get high, listen to a bunch of dark rap music, and then kill somebody, and then sit in court and say that they sorry. It all started from using all those drugs and listening to rap music talking about killing. More influential. It's more influenced by that drug, multiple drugs, and the what the rappers are saying. You really think they going through that crap, don't you? They making millions of dollars. They can't even go. One guy, one rapper, I forgot his name, RIP to him. I think it was Young Dolph. Young Dolph got shot, after the Megan Thee Stallion video, R&B. Another guy was giving to his community, and he was in the restaurant with his girlfriend, and they ran up on him and shot him. None of these rappers, these real rappers, they need heavy security. They got a guerrilla team, yeah, they got a big team, but they need security. They can't just walk up. But the young rappers that's just starting out, that's like, I know ain't nothing gonna happen to me. You know, literally, it happens to them. But these real rappers out here, they got heavy security. Seriously, better believe it. You don't have no security. You just got the police watching you, and if you make a bad move, they're going to arrest you. Pretty much. Clean cut and uncensored. It's sad, man. It's I'm a grown woman, and that's why I listen to all music, because I want to know what they're doing. I want to hear about what they're doing. I want to know exactly what their plans are and what they're doing. Most of them are Democrats. I don't know what it is about the industry, but the Democrats got it on lock. They're the deep state. But, like I said, I'm willing to work together in a bipartisan way, but I'm just telling my truth and what's the truth. For instance, Pharrell, I said this a couple of weeks ago. Pharrell said that he don't understand why Taylor Swift voted for Democrats or Biden or Kamala Harris. Now, he would never do Republican. He had to say that. I mean, that's what triggered my mind to thinking, well, why would he say that? He said, you know, I don't understand why Taylor Swift voted for Kamala Harris. I mean, me, even though I don't do Democrat, I would never do Republican. That's putting thoughts in people's head that, yeah, Republican is bad, and I listen to him too. It's hard. I have to literally detach my mind from some stuff that they be saying. When I was in Santa Maria, I I feel like I had to detach my mind Detach my mind, literally, from the evil sayings of these rappers talking about committing murder. Now, there's other things to that too. You know, you got some good rappers out here that's rapping good stuff. It's just terrible. It's terrible. Is that what you want your daughter to be called? When you have your child, some of you out here have pregnant wives or girlfriends. Do you want your child to be called the bitch word, a girl, by the time she's 4 or 5? Do you want a little boy from not middle school, but elementary school calling him a bitch because he learned that from his father and his father learned that from his father? It's just not the same no more. It's not the same. A girl gets labeled as a bitch by the time she's out the womb. And then they have these children like they're turning a new leaf and they're still rapping terribly. They're spreading hate. It's even embedded in me. Sometimes like I said earlier, I called a woman the B word. I called those 2 women the B word because they tried to intimidate me with their dogs. If that thing locked on me, it would have been a terrible experience. That's one of them pit bulls that if it locks on you, its mouth was so huge. I'm like, what the hell? So yeah, man, we gotta think better, man, for our communities, man. And I don't get why some people don't get that, man. We are labeled as niggers and bitches for the rest, however long it'll go. It need to be a law against that shit, man. And a lot of people will stop. If you aggressively call somebody a bitch or a nigger or nigga, I don't care if you're black or not, you call them a nigger, that should be a law to get a ticket for belligerently talking out of context. And then they'll stop talking about it. I'm sick of hearing that word, and I've said it before, and I'll probably say it again. But I'm so, you know how you eat something that's nasty, and you hungry, but you like, mm, 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 mm. That's how I feel about the bitch word. I'm literally hearing it and saying it. I hate it, but it's embedded in me. And that's why I call myself a ghetto nerd. I'm not ghetto like some of these women are. I'm ghetto to the point where I talk fluently and talk like belligerent sometimes. And I learned it from my dad. My dad always used to call my mother the B word. And this was before the B word even came out. You know, my dad cheated on my mother. My dad, and I'm going to be really real with y'all. My dad even gave my mother herpes. That's how he would get out and sleep with these women and come back to my mother, which stayed at home. I would never go down that same path that my mother went down. And she was married to him. It's disgusting, man. And he go to jail. He's like, oh, that bitch she gonna send me some money. She gonna do this. And it's just terrible. It's just terrible how men talk about women. It's hurtful, it's terrible, and it's wrong. But if you act like one, which is a stuck-up ghetto, think she bougie type woman that think that she's better than everybody, think that she can intimidate everybody, competitive for no reason, competitive to people that's not even trying to compete on her level, then what? It's no need to sit up there and literally compete with somebody that's not trying to compete with you, or intimidate somebody that's not trying to, that's ignoring you. It's sickening. So that's all I have to say. I have to get ready for my show. It's 9:33, 12:33, and 10:33, and 11:33. And yeah, I just we need to clean up our acts, man. Why do we need the B word to be around? Women are goddesses. I am a goddess. I literally can make birth. I can birth something. My body, except for this next banana that's in my arm, but my body can literally create life. I am a creator. I choose not to create, but I am a creator. I created 3 beings via C-section. I am proud of myself. I got a plaque from the mayor, Hometown Heroes banner that sits right there. I got my associates. I got my bachelor's. And by December 9th, I'm going to pay the $40 to get my master's in 6 days. And another plaque will be hanging up. I don't know how I want to do it, but another plaque will be hanging up. So yeah, I'm proud of myself, man. And I never want to go backwards. I never want to go backwards again. You know, we need to fix up these shelters more. And I'm going to write Trump and tell him with the shelter. I think I already wrote him and told him, but I'm going to write him and tell him again, the administration, what the shelter has done to me. Yeah, I got a new car. Yeah, I got a new house, but I was petrified at King County Jail in Seattle. They let out murderers. They let out everybody except me. So I don't know. I feel like maybe one day I can have my justice, because I tried to do an internal claim for 2.5 million and it got denied. They didn't even do no real investigation. They just want to keep it under wraps. I've tried calling attorneys. No relief. No relief. They all coerce together. They don't want to take the case because they feel like the case isn't a shut in door or whatever case. I was even raped in there. I don't even want to talk about that. It was sickening. It was a bunch of guys talking about, we want cloud, we want cloud. I go to sleep, I wake up. It's just terrible, man. It shouldn't have been done to me. It should not have been done to me. And I can't even look at those guys in the face again without wanting to spit in their face for that shit. It will be an impulse. And I don't spit. I don't spit. But it would be an impulse because I know who the corporates were. I woke up, I was half asleep, and a needle got shoved down on the side of my throat. I woke up hoarse the next morning because all I used to do is sing in there. 23-hour lockdown. Yeah. I started gurgling when he put the needle in my throat. So, yeah, it's terrible. We need to change it. We need to change it. We need to change it. This ain't no mental health shit. This is real shit. Yeah, I was raped. They made sure they poisoned my food with a bunch of whatever they had. And then they gave me a shot or something. I don't understand. And they didn't do it every day. And that's why I say you watch the video jail, that's just a holding cell. So yeah. But other than that, you know, I I'm going to get off of here to get prepared for my thing, but I am running for state senator because I've been there. Half of these senators haven't been through the shit I've been through. They haven't. They have not been through what I've been through. I've been in the gutter. I've been to places that you would never believe I've been to. I've been treated unfairly, all because I've advocated for Trump. All during this time I was getting kicked out of shelters, I would get on my show and talk about advocating for Trump. It never worked. I see a pattern. I know what needs to change in the system. I know we need to change in the system. I am sick of African American women not doing this, but going through this. I'm sick of veterans, both black, white, Hispanic, woman, man, going through this. I may not, you know, connect to a lot of African American women, but I am here to take up. You don't have to like me to understand where I'm going with this. I'm not going to get in the Senate and just turn a blind eye to what's happening to y'all, because y'all been drowned with that negative music and it's causing y'all to act out in certain ways. That's all I'm going to say, man. That's all I'm going to say. Bitch, what you doing? Bitch, I ain't doing shit. Bitch, come get me, bitch. You know, like just super ghetto stuff, man. So, and some people don't, it's just sad, man. I'm about to get off of here. I'll be back on here and then hopefully I get to do my homework or do some of it today. Y'all take care. Be safe.